Yo, I'm going to be getting straight into it today because I'd like to actually try and make some solid progress on all of what's going on today. And I have a lot to get through, apparently. This is a lot more than I thought there was going to be, so. Yeah. I'm just going to get right into it. I hope you all are doing well, though. But we are at, and my voice is all over the shop. We are at the prison world. I'm gonna take a Dira instead of Heinrichs because Heinrichs was a bit weird. Like, all the psychers are kind of much of a muchness, and that kind of bothers me, I guess. Anyway, we're at the prison world. I don't actually know what I'm expecting to find at the prison world. Yeah, I don't... Because I was late to everything, and I think that I'm just going to be late to this, so... whatever I'm expecting to find here originally, I don't think is going to be here. I also have level, well, A level, it looks like, to give to people, so... I might do Living Shield. Because Living Shield looks like it's really good for melees. The start of the operative's turn, the next enemy with the largest number receives an additional exploit. If two or more enemies are tied, one of those enemies is chosen at random. Well, the operative's in half cover. A lot of these don't sound very good. Ooh. So I think these are like fancier attacks. He apparently has bolter weapon proficiency. What the hell? Hello, good hunters. How are you? Your crumbs? Yes, your crumbs today. I feel like giving him combat no, it wasn't combat master. It's your weapon combat. The character can attack with the second weapon in their current weapon set. Oh, minus 20 penalty. Grenadier, flame weapon proficiency, heavy weapon proficiency. Made some ramen and egg with this hot sauce set. 2 dozen 1 ounce bottles. 1 ounce bottle. I don't really know how much a 1 ounce bottle is. I don't think it's much. Are they like tiny little like sample bottles or? Are they what I'm thinking of? The tiny little sample bottles? Or am I thinking of something else altogether? This mechadendron is equipped with all kinds of tools to communicate with the machine spirits. Increases tech use and demolition. Oh, healing mechadendrons. Yeah, like little samples, like the size of your thumb. Yeah. That is, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I love those little things, actually. um, when I used to do a lot of cooking, my folks used to get me like those, not sauces per se, not sauces, but like spices, like those spice sampler things. I used to really enjoy them. Like I say, this is back when I used to really enjoy cooking, but I used to love those things. I'm gonna give him the Medicaid Mechadendrite. I also feel like I need to give him weapon skill because his weapon skill is... It's not horrible, but I mean, shit, man. Yeah, I really enjoy those little samplers because it gives you an opportunity to try like a whole bunch of just things that you might look at and say you're shopping things that you might consider buying, but you don't really know if you want to buy it or not because you don't really know if you're going to enjoy it. So you don't want to buy like a whole bottle of it and just go, bleh, the first time you test it. Dragon's Breath garlic hot sauce. Well, I am a huge fan of garlic. It depends on Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath can sometimes be used for like lukewarm stuff or like burn your fucking head off. Neither of which I really enjoy. I'm gonna give him like a las weapon thing. Oh, he's got melter proficiency, which is kind of funny because he doesn't have a melt. Well, I suppose I've never had a melter weapon. I just find it really weird because he's like a Death World guy, so like it doesn't show me on this. But he's got a bonus on like Death World stuff, which I don't think covers anything. I'm gonna give him his melter weapon boost. I think he heals too, so I might either look at Medicaid or coercion. Probably do coercion. Is it like, is it like super hot or is it comfortable hot? I mean, I suppose that's different for everyone, but I really like chili, so I like to talk about chili and cooking. You burned your head off a few weeks ago at like 2 in the morning. I was having leftover chicken strips with spicy ketchup and buffalo sauce at the idea of drinking straight vodka. Damn, you had Dragon's Breath yourself. Like, I tried this stuff. So I order, in fact, I've got a packet of it open now. I order beef jerky, right? I'm a huge fan of jerky. I always have been, I always will be, but there's this ex-Australian military bloke who obviously once he left the military, he opened his own jerky place. Me, you know, as, you know, I'm sure most Americans, British, Australian, you know, most normal human beings, in my opinion, they tend to just, you know, support the local guys. They serve their country. They're trying to get out. They're trying to make a living. So, yeah, I bought his fucking jerky and fuck, I loved it. It was amazing stuff. And anyway, he sent me this sampler of ghost pepper. He was giving away ghost pepper samplers, and my god, I had two fucking little bits of this jerky, and I fucking was dying. It was horrible. I mean, don't get me wrong. It under the excruciating burning agony, it tasted really nice, but too much burning, excruciating agony. Soldier successfully dodges or uses cover. I might actually have a look at like what she's got. One stack of the disturbed effects. I don't think I can do anything more for her as far as bolters go. She apparently can use chain weapon expert. I might actually give her that. Did I not give her that? Oh no, I get a second one. I've tried ghost peppers once, and I can honestly say that even though I did say that it was very, you know, under the burning agony, it was nice. The simple fact of the matter is it's too much for me. I do enjoy a good tasty chili based food, but sometimes you just get to that point where you're just like, no, this I need to drink 2 liters of water just to fucking replenish the sweat I lost from eating this thing. Power armor proficiency. I didn't even give her the flame weapon expert. Embrace eating a melter? No, I don't want to. Oh, Jesus, she got a lot of skills. Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of the ghost stuff. It's definitely not for me. God, she's got all abilities again. All enemies within the area suffer penalty to their willpower and toughness. Actually, these are just straight spells, so these shouldn't be too bad. The problem is that I just don't know what any of these are. Spot of apathy, spot of curiosity, walking nightmare, or held in my gaze. Like, I love stuff like that until the end of combat. How good is that? Not a couple of turns or a turn, literally until end of combat. The navigator deals damage to an enemy that must pass a willpower resistance test or become immobilized. That's pretty fancy. I might do that, actually. That looks really good. And now I just have this whole big group of abilities that I have to read through because I need to know what the fuck. And it has not recommended anything. Enemies damaged by the navigator suffer additional damage from warp damage. Actually, you know what? That's pretty much straightforward. I like that. I wonder what weapons she can use. Does she have any proficiencies? I don't think she does. With this many skills, you'd think they'd add like a filter. So you could just go, I'd like to know if she has any proficiencies. Just write the word proficiency in and then voila. She absolutely does not have weapons proficiencies though. And then you've got like these ones which all come through and they all give you like, yes, this is a recommended ability. And I'm like, I read some of them. Whenever an ally uses a heroic act, that ally gains temporary wounds equal to this. And you're like, well, hang on, why would I want that? Commanding voice was really good. The ones I've taken are either okay, passable, or okay, really good. That ally's resolve is increased until 1. The officer's resolve is increased. Officer's next attack will cost 0 attack points. See, that's good. But I think he can only attack once per turn. Like, so you sort of sit there and you're like, well, hang on. What's the point of reducing the next attack to 0 when you can only attack once anyway? I need something that's, because she does a lot of, I think she does a lot of buffs and debuffs. Like, I think she goes both ways, so I really need to look at that. Half of the bonus granted by commanding remains until the end of combat. This bonus does not stack with itself or with the bonus. Whenever the officer uses an officer archetype ability 2 times in 1 turn, that does not grant an extra turn. Leader's assault. Whenever the officer makes an attack, they gain 5 fellowship. If the target of Bring It Down gains 1 thing, no respite. Whenever an ally starts a turn, see, this is good. Adjacent to the officer, it is no longer good. When they have less than, see, that looks kind of okay. And we'll just do that. Now the officer class really confuses me. I don't know if it's just because of who she is, so she gets like a really weird mix of abilities. But the officer class as a whole really weirds me out. She doesn't need ballistics calculation. I think that would be good. But then you've got these ones. Enemies that have taken damage from the Psyker at least once suffer a penalty to all resistance tests. Visions of Doom. Enemies that become targets of the Psyker's psychic powers gain a stacking penalty. See, that's good, because that doesn't actually do anything. I'm going to use that. Okay. Note.
My Auspex has detected something.
Follow my lead.
What did he detect? Oh. Come in, escort. This is Captain Vakari, escort, please come in. The pale young woman looks at you with a mixture of hope and disbelief swirling in her eyes. You notice her hands trembling as she clutches a weapon. Who are you? Did you come in from the planet? Are you reinforcements? Saint's teeth. I thought you'd never come. Albard, teach this riffraff who I am. Officer, the person before you is Bardor von Valencius, a rogue trader. Although you are, from what I gather, subject of another dynasty, you would do well to introduce yourself with the proper decorum. At once, sir. Captain Raquel Vicari, servant of the House Winterscale and pilot of this shuttle, it is an honor to be greeting his lordship. Yeah. I have no time for long-winded talks. Brief me on the situation and be concise. Reporting, there's a prison riot on the planetoid led by the prison warden. Wait, the warden? Started a riot? I'm sorry, what? My lord Yvain Winterscale, son of rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, went off to parley. Labouring biomass should have been equipped with shutdown switches. It is surprising that the procedure was not performed in a timely manner. They what? Switches? They're not machines. You can't switch... Oh, god, shit, I get it now. A few grams of phycline implanted in the base of the skull. Is that your idea of a shutdown? You do realize they're living people, not a resource. The statement is false. The primary attribute of convicted personnel on a mining station is that of a resource. Individuality is negligible. Yeah, I want to know what... The warden himself is spearheading the riot? Yes, no one expected this. Master Castagila is a nobleman from... I assume Master Castegla is... Oh, no. The warden? I assume. All of a sudden he proclaimed that Riccardi Filia is now his personal domain. Ah. And I take it they're looking forward to a diet of sand and gravel. What kind of madman will start a revolt on a barren rock? Is there anything else I should be appraised of? Some of the rebels have holed up in the barracks. I don't know how many, but given this is the only way through to where the negotiations are taking place, I would expect heavy resistance. Please take caution, your lordship. Lord Winterscale's guards mined the entrance so that the rebels couldn't get back to the shuttles. I have no... questions you may... I thought that word said execute yourself. I'm like, Jesus. The woman freezes for a moment before asking hesitantly. Your lordship, if I may have a minute of your time. I wouldn't have ever dared to trouble you with a personal matter, but the situation... In any case, you've been to the capital of... Oh, this must be the woman that guy was talking about. This must be his wife or something. I met Jasper at the starport and saved his life. I expect some show of gratitude. You may name your firstborn after me. Or whatever it is that commoners do to thank their heroes. Yes, of course, your lordship. We will. It is a great honor. And thank you, both for saving Jasper and letting me know he's alright. She bows. You can tell by the desperation in her eyes that she's exhausted, frightened, and wishes to be off this planetoid. There we go. See, I did it good.
Duty prevails.
Ah, yes. I would put the triggering device right next to a chaos symbol as well.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alrighty. To the barracks. Or I will undoubtedly get shot at.
Pay attention.
You are outdated and suboptimal. Your body has suffered deterioration and requires modification.
Who is he talking to?
Funnily enough, I've grown rather attached to the old thing. Have patience. Someone will shoot me any minute now, and then you'll have your chance to upgrade me.
The remains of a meal, one far too lavish for even a hive world, let alone a prison.
None shall stand in my way.
Names heading the top quarry workers of the cycle. Huh. They do
When the
actually.
faithful are...
Did I mention that
Yeah.
my whisper?
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000 heretics were burning alive, begging and sobbing and howling.
Jesus. And I went with the route of this woman?
The Emperor favors me today.
I love how
Never
somebody
touch it.
else has to see the bombs and she has to disarm them. There's something ironic about that. Scraps of the typical prison food. Venerable optimates. The best among us, the list is faded. The names are barely
I'll
legible.
lay claim to the stars.
Oh, I see people.
Take a knee and
Ah.
bow before me.
Are you ready to die?
I have been ambushed.
Cover me.
Again. Zap. What are these guys gonna do? I think they all have to walk around.
Explorers know one route. Forward. Function successfully terminated.
Like, I don't know if I've actually missed something here. Oh, there we go. Someone came out.
Scared yet?
Am I scared yet? No.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Yes.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
I serve the ruinous powers.
The prisoners serve the ruinous powers. Well, that's no good, is it?
Not my specialty. Suits my purposes.
Yep.
You didn't stand a chance.
Guided by faith. Doubt is for the weak.
High momentum.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done.
I don't know if Adira can actually reach those guys or not. Alright, that was just weird.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. Another foe painted black.
I would really like a melter weapon though. These cages have been placed in plain view of the beds. Inside are traces of blood and excrement. Let's not ask too many questions, I guess. Beds are made from metal sheets. Beds made from metal sheets. Bare beds made from metal sheets. I can talk today, I promise. Swing back and forth on rusted chains. Whoever is forced to sleep on them would not take much for them to fall. Well, you know. The beds here are bolted to the floor, or some have thin, torn bed sheets, even tattered pillows. These prisoners are living the life.
Victory
Cass,
awaits.
tell me, what do you see when you look at me?
Cass.
Usually a colorful pandemonium, but now your colors have faded. Are you afraid of me, Idira? Or of what I might see in you?
I really would like some better equipment, but it just seems like I constantly keep getting the same stuff. And that's like really upsetting.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Gear mustn't play a huge part in this game. That's the only thing I can really think of. Oh dear. Severed human body parts. The chopped up slabs of flesh have been thoroughly washed of any blood.
The premonition runs true.
Symbol before you bears a familiar scent, the dark forces of chaos. Well, I think we've found what happened to the prison guards. Judging by the number of horror morsels, dozens of victims were slain here. Alright.
A new challenge for me.
Corpse starch 2.0. Now made with extra corpse. Oh yeah. Dead guard did not even have time to draw his weapon. The attacker must have come as a surprise. Corpse in uniform, decorated with the winter scale coat of arms. Why does this go up here? Like, why give me a better camera angle now? You've never given me a better camera angle before.
The machine guard grants me insight.
To the warden's office. I was actually expecting to get
Searching is my observance.
None shall
freaking
stand
pummeled in
my
here.
way.
My brother and daughters and I. The Optimates will guide us into a new exit. That makes no sense. The Optimates? Yes, yes, dear brethren. Have a taste of my steel. Well, I guess we are fighting. Oh, how I've longed for this, my dear brethren. Well. Thank the throne, normal looking faces. We thought we were going to die here with these nutters. The old man with a gap-toothed smile drops his weapon and holds out his hands in a placating gesture. Don't shoot us, your nobleness. Let us speak a word. Well, this is a welcome change, talking before shooting. Still, Lord Captain, the look of this ragtag bunch hardly inspires trust. Give me a reason not to execute you on the spot. Here's the deal. We're honest, quiet inmates. We didn't want a riot, but well, sitting out wasn't really an option either. The warden's lapdogs made short work of those who refused to join the festivities. So we had to, you know, play along. But that's all it was. Play. We never meant no offense to Governor Medinair, nor the lawful authority of House Winterscale. You know, this seems... placative? Is that the word? Give us a chance, eh? We just want to wait until everything blows over and we can go back to our cells and quietly do the rest of our time. Pascal inquires demurely. Does the fact that this serf is presently confined and therefore has previously betrayed the trust of the Imperium servants need to be vocalized? Or is it evident to the late persons uninitiated in the sacred mysteries of logic? A repentant, honest heretic, how novel. This lowborn speech is mottled with colours that conceal his true, darker hues. The old man has a long history of lies, and he's using his wiles on us as well. But I see no foul corruption or ill intent in his words. So he's just a bad person. I came across a void ship belonging to your associates. Well, now that's out of the bag. Our fellows were supposed to come and get us a long time ago, but they got tied up somewhere. Void Kraken's gullet with them. And in all this time, we had to wait. This happened. Pardon me for trying to pull the synth wall over you, but that's just... we want nothing to do with the whole warden nonsense, so what now? Will you let us go? Adira cracks a neck. Sure, no problem. Today you tell us a little lie. Tomorrow you stick a torpedo in our side from that ship of yours if it doesn't fall apart the moment our helmsman sneezes in its general direction. If I spare you, what do I gain from it? How can lowly jailbirds hope to thank you, noble self? Ah, he has an inkling. You see, us here, we're, how should I put it, different from the rest of the prisoners in this place. They're all petty thieves from Reichard and Minoris. Debtors, gutter snipes. They know it's serious. Now we, your nobleness, cut from a different cloth altogether. We're fortune seekers from the void. Why don't we tell you where on Footfall Station, you know, Footfall, the only shipyard and the best market in all of the Cronus Expanse. Yes, so where on Footfall you can find some very serious business-minded people and how you can get yourself a very special discount from them on some very special goods. What kind of very serious people? The most serious kind, your nobleness. Have you heard about the Fellowship of the Void? Largest pirate alliance in the Expanse. There's no leader, of course, but there's some terribly serious captains who decided that cutting each other's throats over loot was, what do you call it, counterproductive. But cutting throats together, now that's anti-counterproductive. And well, their joint efforts leave them with an excess of spoils, so they need to dispose of it somehow, and I, your nobleness, just happen to know someone who handles such kind of dealings on behalf of those very serious peoples. Sure, I will spare you. If you're ever on Footfall, there's a district there, the Shadow Quarters. It's called that because it's located behind the statue of our holiest emperor. I've known folks who called it something else, also on account of it being behind the statue. Don't repeat their mistakes, I tell you. Forgive an old man for getting distracted. So, Footfall, the Shadow Quarters, there's a bar there built into the remains of an old ship. And in that bar, in the back room, a certain riser does a business. Tell her that Grandpa Buckvole says hello and you'll be a favorite client in the blink of an eye. There we are. Heretical, you may... That's not very nice to give me the decision now. Ironclast. Iconoclast is a pretty good option. More crew. Hello, Curry. What's going on? You know what? Let's make him join my crew. How's 40k going? I don't actually know, to be honest. There's a lot in this game. And obviously, because I'm in the middle of streaming it, I don't really want to sit here and mull over it idly for ages. So I'm kind of just winging it by the seat of my pants. Which is, as you can imagine, interesting.
It's about time.
I'm definitely not taking a lot of stuff in. It's going. I'm making progress.
This Explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
I really wish that it would give me new weapons, though. It keeps giving me, like, repeat weapons. Like, I was saying this not all that long ago. I don't really think the weapons in this game... Yeah, it's a lot like Baldur's Gate, actually. Where you kind of move around until it gets to combat, and then when combat initiates, it goes to turn-based. It just, there's so much shit. Kind of like Baldur's Gate, yeah. And it's, yeah, I'm kind of taking everything in at a glance, and it's really complicated for me to follow everything. And because it's the 40k universe, nobody uses normal English. It's all fucking weird English. Where is my sister at battle? She wanted me to talk to her. I think she said she was going to be on the bridge. But now I can't find her. Is that her? No, that's Foxmaster. Over here, maybe? Cassia. I don't know why Cassie is there, but that's okay. There she is.
Rogue trader.
See ya, Curry. Tell me about yourself.
About me? I am the Emperor's daughter and his servant. What else is there to tell about me?
How did you end up on the ship?
I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the pirate attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake.
A mistake?
In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, while her crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I'd barely recovered from my wounds when the pirates struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
Sister, you should know better.
It happens even to the best of us. My mistakes are my burden to bear. I'll find a way to atone for them.
Well, we all know what happens with sisters of battle when they make mistakes, so maybe.
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse, no one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
What was it like traveling on
I
a ship?
hadn't been here that long. Just one journey from Footfall, and the other journey, the majority of which I spent in the confines of the Medbay. I can't tell you much about the first voyage. I was more focused on prayers and ruminations than on the people around me, or the journey itself. During the last journey, Seneschal Viserion stood out for me. He came by several times to ask about my health. He's an honorable man and a loyal servant of the Imperium. I think he is as meticulous in his inspections of the logistics systems as he is in his inquiries about the health of the occasional sister of battle aboard the ship. But not all of Theodora's people have earned my trust. You know who I'm talking about. There is no place for Adira Tlas among the God Emperor's faithful. I'm surprised she wasn't in league with the pirates. And I'm equally surprised by how deep heresy and treason run in this place. I'm glad we all made it through that dark hour. May the day that follows be bright. Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday.
Well, well, well. It's a very odd response for a sister of battle, though, to be bound down like this.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valanci's protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared. As you wish. Gladly. There are none more faithful to the God Emperor than my sisters.
Here we go.
Fight against his enemies by the will of the Holy Ecclesiarchy. We... I beg your pardon, rogue trader. Here I am talking about what every lesser noble in the Imperium knows. So what exactly are you interested in hearing about?
They say the Adeptus Sororitas are the fiercest in their faith among the warriors of the Imperium.
It is. The Sisters of Battle are a fire lit by the God Emperor. They are the echo of his voice that travels through the dark expanses of the universe. We bring his wrath to heretics, mutants, and other enemies of humanity. We protect the faithful from the unholy and unhallowed. Sometimes with words, more often than not with a bolter.
I don't like how she has an upward connotation in her voice when she says that. Like, sometimes, more often than not, with a bolter. Like, that's not something you should probably be pleased about.
Even the novices of the Adeptus Sororitas are drawn from among the most worthy. Those who have taken the vows and become a full-fledged sister are the best of the best, tested by trials of body and spirit. Yes, there have been cases when a sister stumbled or showed weakness, but do not expect to hear a story of depravity or downfall from me. Each such occurrence is a great tragedy for us all. Light cannot bear the smallest speck of darkness within. And thus those who have trespassed or shown weakness of spirit are given a chance at redemption. They are called Sisters Repentia, and may the enemy tremble before her, for nothing can stop a sister of battle who yearns to be cleansed of fault and weakness.
And they usually die.
Wearing nothing but robes, no armor, eviscerator in hand, those sisters who have once faltered find repentance on the battlefield. Their lives are seldom long, but a death in the name of purgation is a better fate than to live with a shadow in one's soul. Once I had completed my novitiate, I was sent to the Calixian branch of the Order of Our Martyred Lady, assigned to the Order's Pronatus.
I love how the voice actress in this is just talking whimsically and gloriously about all this. They could have delivered this so poorly.
When they are brought onto the battlefield or presented for pilgrims to venerate. And we seek out
sometimes they do lay it on a bit thick, but most of the time her lines are delivered really solidly.
Nor the most wicked death world can deter Sisters Pronatus when their goal is to return a piece of the great legacy of the Imperium into the hands of the faithful. Don't let the name deceive you. The Order's militant trains sisters to march onto the battlefield as an army. That does not make sisters who belong to the non-militant orders timid and helpless. Both the solace-bringing Sisters Hospitaller and the enlightened Sisters Dialogus know how to greet enemies of humanity. Their dialogue with heretics is usually quite short, with the last word being a bolter discharge. And my order has all the more reason to be known for the martial prowess of its sisters. We are the keepers of the Imperium's relics. What would become of our blessed hero's legacy if the Sisters Pronatus could not protect it?
Yeah, yes. I'm sure the Adeptus Custodes would love to hear that statement.
Should any more arise, keeping them to yourself would be imprudent. It is a virtue to take an interest in holiness. This ship was targeted by heretical pirates, which means that my presence here and the assistance I provide to you are my sacred duty. Sooner or later,
That's
I
actually
will
the
likely
second
have
time
to
that's
return to
nated.
Footfall to protect its reliquary. But for now, I wish to remain a part of the Rogue Trader's crew.
That's the second time the voice actress has actually said pirates instead of straight heretics. That to me is very weird. God, you can get rid of her. Jesus. It pleases me to have a servant of the Golden Throne in my crew. May the enemies of the Imperium tremble before onslaught. I enjoy your company, Argenta. I hope that you remain in the crew and that the ship becomes your home.
Those are very courteous words, Rogue Trader. Thank you, both for your words and your hospitality. I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader.
Of everything else that's voiced, this is not. The accursed servants of chaos who once assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in the Von Valencia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps I could meet with the orphans. I feel like, I don't know, like, my Warhammer lore isn't my 40k lore isn't as faultless as, say, my fantasy lore, right? Mostly because Warhammer 40k, like, one fucking section of 40k is all of fantasy in size. But I always thought that, like, a Sister of Battle, meeting one of them was higher on the list than, say, meeting a Rogue Trader. Especially if you're on a Rogue Trader ship. Like, that just... to me, that's ridiculous. I will meet them with no formalities. Or it is true. Their parents died serving aboard this vessel. They applaud my presence. Now, the problem I have with these sorts of things is that this is a void ship. This is a small void ship, but it's still a void ship. They said that thousands had been killed. I don't really remember what they said the death toll was. But you're telling me if thousands killed, this batch of what? A bit over a dozen is, like, all? Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. It's hardly the scholar progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the Rogue Trader of House Valencia. Well, she's announced me. Solid. Grandly addressed the group. I, the Rogue Trader, and Lord Captain of this ship now speak to you. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the Von Valencius banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs. Smile at the group. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. Address the chaperones. Give them treats and escort them to their homes. I believe a minute of beholding to the Lord Captain is a great enough honor for them. teenager hangs on your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the rows seem sullen and not particularly impressed by my speech. One of the scowling visitors with a thin scar across his face tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for you, noble lord. And you just give us speeches?" Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scold him for his impudence. Argenta. She's treading a very fucking dangerous line. Their comportment leaves much to be desired. I hope that they will be molded into the worthy servants of house. This audience is over. Yeah, imagine that. Yep, you spoke too loud, kid. See you later. Address the chaperones. Punish the troublemaker. Put the rest back in their bays. Yeah. If you have things to say them without fear. I will listen. Rest assured. Yeah, let's go. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away until on this ship until we drop and die like our folks, or worse. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through. But they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. When the heretics who killed your parents attacked the ship, I was there. I took command, I fought, I repelled the assault as quickly as I could. But no war can be won without losses. Gotta clear my throat. Give me 1 second. Friggin' dying here. The strong have the power to decide the fate of others. The weak either obey or die. If you seek a different life, boy, save your grumbling and look for opportunity above the rest. Punish the troublemaker, put the rest back in their bays. Their comportment leaves much to be desired. I like 1 and 2. Yeah, let's go with number 1. You heard the rogue trader. His words carry the Imperium, the wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. He catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and the servants immediately emerge, carrying packaged treats with Von Valentius emblazoned on the wrappers. Good work, Abelard. And then they're just throwing them on the fucking floor. Excellent. She rubs her temple pensively and then offers a few more words. Obviously, I didn't do a very good job. It would seem. I think she didn't think I did a good job. I tried, alright. I tried to be good. I mean, let's be real here. His skull would have been added to a wall of shame if he was on some actual Adeptus world. Let's go and talk to her and see if she actually feels like I did the right thing there.
Greetings.
Even in the stillness, Sister Argenta radiates. Thank you for the posture check and the hydrate, Daz. I'm losing my voice today, as you can probably hear, and the stretch.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? I don't know, mate. My voice is just fucking gone today. Thank you for the welfare check, though, Daz. How you doing? I don't think there's anybody else I can really talk to here. I suppose I should go back down to World. Kind of tired, but we in it. We're doing our best, bro. We're doing our best. Even me with no fucking voice. I think this is gonna probably be a short stream today, because the more I talk, the more I lose my voice. It's not great.
A new challenge for me?
But it is what it is, as you say. It is what it is, isn't it? There are people stuck on the wall. The accretions on the outside of the structure indicate some regularly occurring natural phenomenon, possibly a poisonous gas emission.
My way.
Oh, there's another Zinch thing. You would think with noxious gas we might have actually gone somewhere different, like with Nurgle, but nope. Looks like we're still going with the Zinch.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I told you, Abby. They're hiding so much from us. Arrogant mentors, holy brothers and sisters. What have they ever given us? Nothing but a pile of fibs and useless admonitions. The voice of the man standing with his back to you sounds almost soft, heedless of everything but what is in front of them. He leans over a prisoner dressed in expensive clothing. But Aurora, she is different. She spoke with me like no one ever had before. She revealed the truth to me, and now I can reveal it to you if you stop struggling for 1 minute. The man finally realizes he's not alone and turns to you. He's clutching a long, thin metallic rod with blood dripping off it. We have guests from the Von Valencia ship, I would wager. Evie, my dear, you will have to wait. Do not faint, I beg of you. It is important that you feel everything, including your other eye. Oh dear. Such dreadful shades. The colors of this place, they are putrescent to the core, and these people, their colors are oozing with madness and despair, pain and doom. What do we got here? I like these two options. Aurora is felled by my hand, you have nothing to hope for. Surrender. Aurora is felled by my hand, you... Let's see if I can get a surrender out of these people. You barely know what you're talking about, don't you? You may have killed Aurora's mortal shell, but the prophetess is far more than a body. One day you'll meet her, other, fearsome form, and you'll know the sheer folly of your triumph. Probably. He suddenly stirs like a predatory beast. I do not like it when people take the prophetess Aurora's name in vain. I desire your death, enemy of the truth. Oh dear. The warden raises his hand and the main people start thrashing about in their death throes. The time for words is past. Optimates, give your power to this harbinger of Aurora. Let our foes see the truth, or become awash in blood.
I won't heed your cries of mercy.
Come to chaos!
Well, there's no demons on the field yet, so I suppose that's a positive start. These two guys up here. This is going to be so dodgy. Because I'm trying to push everybody up as quickly as I can. I don't even know how many enemies there are. Fuck, there's one over there too. That's alright. The sister will have to deal with that. There's not much else I can do except just say, yeah, the sister has to deal with it.
Eradicated.
Yep, the sister has to deal with it.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Bro's about to break his own Zinch machine.
accustomed to being ordered around. Duty demands.
That'll do it.
Follow my lead.
And he'll have to swap back over to his chain blade.
I will do my duty. I'm not interested. Reduced to dust. At your beck and call. It will be done.
Alrighty.
Death to the weak.
Oh god, there's one over there too. I don't know what these unholy lenses are, but they are targets. Which kind of concerns me because I probably feel like I should know what they are.
I know what is to come.
I'm probably gonna have to actually shoot things. Try to shoot things. Yeah. Try being the optimal word.
As the tactical imperative dictates, my vow is to serve. Probability analysis successful. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Alright. Looking good, except for the fact that I've got to walk everybody around the flesh pit. But aside from that, looking good.
Not a problem. Watch and learn.
Such is the will of chaos.
I feel like I should be breaking these unholy lenses. Just, I don't know, man. There's just something about it.
Rejoice in battle. Faith without deeds is worthless.
The real question is, can I hit this guy? And the answer is no. I guess
As the
I can.
Emperor
Cool.
commands, I act.
Well, assuming I can hit him, yes.
I bring ruin.
High momentum.
Isn't this a job for another foe painted black?
Zap.
Victory is imminent.
So, remember how I said I should probably be destroying these things? Yeah, I'd like to re-emphasize that.
Chaos guides me.
I'll live another day.
There is movement in the Empyrean.
I don't think it really matters, like,
But of course,
if I can just outright
Anything
nuke
else?
this guy. Welcome in and have a good look, Aru.
on it.
Yeah. I think I might spend
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
a quick 2-second roll to try and get rid of these freaking lenses.
Nothing of value has been lost. already done.
He's not taking damage.
Nothing I can't do. Absolutely not.
Crush the feeble.
If I move her up to here, she might be able to hit that lens.
In my heart. I'll do it. I am his will made manifest. Doubt is for the weak.
Jesus, she missed every shot.
This is why I was chosen.
That was horrible.
Emperor, give me strength. Do not dare ask. Me? If you insist, try to die with grace at least. If only that were possible.
Shit.
It will be done.
Death to non-believers.
That guy's gonna be hard to get rid of.
Miscreant.
I do fear.
Anything else? Was that you? Or anything else?
Just keep smashing debuffs on that guy.
Advancing.
There's no point in hitting something with bleeding, is there? Alright. That's that down.
My tactics are flawless. Suits my purposes.
Also not what I wanted to do, but that's alright.
I'll do it. Faith without deeds is worthless.
I'm doing my best to try and get rid of that thing, but... Oh, shit. Yeah, now what are you gonna do?
At your beck and call.
Pew! Oh, there was a third one. God damn it.
What is this foreboding? I'm not so sure.
I didn't even see the third one.
Activate calculated fury algorithm.
Forge ahead. All too easy.
Now I'm gonna have to try and get rid of that unholy lens because
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
I'm fairly confident that if I just don't get rid of the lens, this guy's just gonna keep doing what he do, and that's not gonna be helpful for anyone. And that is game.
Messiah significant value.
I don't believe it. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. Blood is bubbling from the young man's lips and his voice is barely audible, but even now it remains melodious and quite courteous. Yvain Winterscale, Af Coronus, greatly pleased to make your acquaintance. On the rare days that Lord Winterscale visited at Urak 5, the station was awash in mist of warm hues. We were forbidden from meeting each other, but I was delighted to still see such rare colours in my home. Now, however, his colours are darkening, twisting from pain and bitterness. We must help the Lord Captain. We must save the clarity of his soul. For he whose presence makes the world a little brighter. Sure. Lady Cassia, I presume, the sacred child of House Orselio. How disgraceful it is that on the day we finally meet, Yvain looks away in shame. I find myself not at my best. There is no disgrace in your predicament, Lord Winterscale. The Lord Captain and I met under similarly dreadfully tragic circumstances. Conserve your strength. You are wounded and need help. Wounded, I would have phrased it altogether differently. Tortured and maimed, perhaps. Have you ever had your eyes burned out? This is my first time. I cannot say I recommend the procedure. He's either trying to make light of the situation or growing delirious from the pain. Probably both. And the warden, my friend, I tried to convince him to stop the riot. Diplomacy failed. Speaking is a struggle, but he continues stubbornly. Father hates diplomacy, which is why I had to try. I shall see to it that assistance is provided to you and that you are escorted from here. The mutilated man does not stir in his shackles. The plaque near his head reads, Most Holy Prophet and Optimane Atishan. Assume that's just a gore pool. Approach this place, however, there does not appear to be anything of note. I mean, that doesn't look like nothing of note. It looks more like a gore pit, but sure.
Victory awaits.
Anything in here? There's a guard over here that I can loot. Always look for
Follow
loot.
my lead.
Loot is important. I don't know what any of the loot is for, but look, loot. This glass making furnace was used to melt, extract sand into glass. Medicaid 100.
The machine god grants
The evidence suggests that the victim is killed by poisonous gas.
my success is an irrefutable certainty.
It's about time.
Oh, that's the thing. There's got to be more here to loot. Is that... I mean, there's all the actual loot, but... So all that again, and I still didn't actually get anything of value. That is so ordinary. Does the boss, Quotty Fingers, have anything on him? A noble sword. That's new too. Precise las pistol. Well, I guess I got something. I don't suppose I can climb up the top there. I was expecting more from a prison uprising, you know? You know when you go into that and they're like, the whole place is fucked. The whole place is rioting. And then you actually get into the prison and you meet half a dozen people.
Claim to the stars.
Is there anything over this way? I don't think there was.
Awaits.
So that's it, by the looks of it. That's so weird. I have news of your lord. She anxiously pitches forward as Lord Winterscale alive. Is he alright? He is safe and in one piece, and I shall receive him as a guest on my ship, so he is ready to shuttle. He is alive but badly wounded. Help people get him to my ship. Option 2, because we need to get him there quick. It will be done immediately. Thanks for letting me know, your lordship.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay. I think those are all the correct options. I think I did the right thing. I think. I'm actually going to head over to this Thunderfang. And let's sit here wondering what the fuck any of this is to do with anything. Like, I can apparently buy all this shit, but can't use any of it. A Reaper cape. Reputation level is too low. I have 20 profit factor. Is that my reputation? I don't know. I don't know how trading works in this. Actually, I should probably check out what my quests are. That doesn't really help me at all. Actually, none of these are helping me with anything. The honor of the Lord Captain to attend an ancient ceremony, the taste of victory. So let's do that. Let's go to, what's his name's bunker, and we shall attend this ceremony of fancifulness. And pretend that that is all hokey dokey.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I'm ready for my triumph. Excellent. We will see each other at the square. May the throne of the light be with you. Fly to the upper way.
Follow my lead.
Fly? It's got big loading. Must be a big ceremony. Oh, shit. Is this it? Half a dozen blokes. Master of Ceremonies, your lordship, Peerless von Valentius. I am the Master of Ceremonies on Rykard Minoris. Everything is in place for your triumph. Allow me to give you the brief summary of the upcoming events. Speak. You'll take the road now familiar to you. From here to the starport, you'll be accompanied by your comrades in arms and an arm of Ghana. a guard of honor. Your body, the body of the heretic known as the Prophet of Aurora, will be pulled in your wake as a battle trophy. A stop is planned in the middle of the road. There, grateful citizens will rush towards you, praising you for their salvation. Not to worry, this is a thoroughly choreographed interlude. The group of grateful people will be composed exclusively of loyal citizens vetted by us. Members of the military, young people attractive and physically fit, and a few healthy children. What could possibly go wrong? Once they have said their praise, the procession will move on. Governor Menne will await you at the starport. It is where the pyre has been built for burning the bodies of the heretic known as Aurora. You'll be handed a flamer, blessed by a representative of the ecclesiarchy. You can choose to personally perform the burning, but if you wish to underscore the amicable alliance between House von Valentius and House Winterscale, it will be fitting for you to pass the honor of the burning to Governor Medne. However, the choice is yours. This is disgusting. I do not want a stage show of gratitude. Graticism? My sincere apologies, your lordship. No thought of could be further from my mind than incurring your anger. Let the ordinary people through, you say. I'll see what can be done. Let me speak to the commoners. There's a fucking tank.
Doubt is for the weak. A new challenge for me?
It's 2 tanks. 2 tonks. Surrounded by evil, repelling emblems, Aurora's corpse looks like a tiny island of gloom in the glorious ocean of your impending triumph. The governor's people must have put a lot of work into protecting the body from decay, as well as sawing off the grim iron face mask. The dead prophet has a weary, unremarkable face of an utterly nondescript commoner. The one aberration of her appearance is the many small mouths on her cheeks and forehead. They've been painstakingly sewn shut with a thick thread and plastered over with a layer of facial powder. The cosmetic transforms the heretic's face into an eerie mask. The corner of her mouth is frozen into a hint of a grin, wryly mirrored by her lesser mouths. Are you pleased, enemy mine? The grin seems to ask. I will hunt you down and all of your accomplices. Tank.
Victory awaits.
Mount the tank and commence the triumph. Yes, mount the tonk. Is this where I get to meet the common people? Hello, your lordship. Glory to you, glory. A motley crew of modestly dressed people you chose for ordinary people. The grateful citizens wish to present gifts to their redeemer. For whatever reason, you know for certain that at this moment the gaze of the Aurora's dead, empty sockets is fixed upon the back of your head. A thought surfaces in your mind, not a voice inside your head, no, a mere thought. They are all going to die, befuddled, depraved, never having seen the truth, and it is all because of you, enemy mine. Greet the people. It is a pleasure to protect an imperial world and its honest inhabitants. Address the soldiers in cordon. Stop the ceremony. Take the people away. Something terrible is about to happen. Let's just pretend that everything's okay and hope for the best. Rykard Minoris honors the Emperor and bows his most loyal servants to the rogue traitor. Well, something bad was about to happen. What? What? They're coming out of the darkness. They're stealing the light. The darkness is insatiable, and behind them, these thieves, an ineffable eye watches, watching. Seeing something boundless, blue, golden, dark. Well, shit, the corpse is up again. Well, you know, when I had the option to actually turn around and say something bad was about to happen, I probably should have gone with that. Well, clearly the problem is bigger than we thought. Which means there's only one other thing to do. It's time for Exterminatus. Are those void ships? I don't bother doing anything. Was that my ship that just got sucked into a black hole? I don't need that ship. Also, the Inquisitor was on that ship.
Submit, and you'll die quickly.
Surrender to the dark powers.
Get my characters into position. Well, my characters don't really have a good position. Let's be real here. I think this is just going to be one of those balls to the wall situation. Where is... Yeah, you know what? This is about as good as it's getting.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Look out.
Isn't this a job for the face? The navigator's might.
This is so bad.
Request. Vital functions successfully terminated. Running binary override.
I am your doom.
This is going to be really bad, because this whole thing is just going to go warp crazy and there's nothing I can do about it.
But of course, one unfortunate turn of fate.
My place is at the fort.
Heck and chop.
Out of my way.
There's a lot of cultists over there.
I serve the ruinous power.
Okay, so we probably shouldn't walk through the warp swirlies.
I don't have time for this.
Walking through the warp swirlies appears to be a poor choice of everything.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Although I am not impressed that this went from 0 to 100. My ceremony is ruined. I'm about to be a bridezilla. Oh Jesus, he fucking blew himself up.
Out of my way!
If those guys all stay clustered up, Cass can probably rip them all to pieces. More just came through the fucking... More just entered.
Guided by faith. I'll do it. This is unacceptable.
Actually, a lot more just showed up.
Doubt is for the weak. For now.
This is just too much for me. Me?
That'll do me.
If you insist. That is foolishness. If I may. I'm afraid not.
I am afraid that I've made a critical error with her being where she is. One that I might not be able to rectify. Because she's just about dead, because I didn't think that that little warp area would do as much damage to her as it has. Unfortunately, this elderly citizen is probably about to get barbecued crispy. Extra crispy elderly citizen.
I will do my duty. It will be done.
Nothing I can't do.
Good shooting.
Suits my purposes. There's nowhere to hide. Not a problem for me. Nothing I can't do.
I don't know how much dodge she's got, but I'm hoping she's got a bit.
I bring ruin.
Nothing of value has been lost.
Weather the storm.
My faith strengthens.
It's really interesting that the enforcers struggle to hit things with las rifles behind cover, because apparently las rifles get a bonus to anyone behind cover. That was what I was worried about.
Chaos guides me.
Crush the feeble.
Is that bleed? No, that's not a bleed.
Faith without dignity strike is a prayer. I can handle this.
Yeah. I like Cass sometimes, but the problem is that she takes a hell of a lot of damage. All the time.
Cover me.
Not just some of the time.
I serve the ruinous power.
I don't really want to keep chasing these guys. Otherwise I'm going to end up God only knows where.
Follow my lead.
I was hoping that those guys would be able to get them down.
Stay vigilant.
What really irks me is that we've got these two tanks here. Are these tanks just for show? Like, are they not armed? Apparently this one got destroyed, but I mean, this one looks good. Clearly, I'm just fucking seeing things.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
Don't touch me.
Advancing. Significant value.
They're starting to get accurate.
They who discern the future on the battlefield.
Okay, that's not nice. Bro just flamed me in the face.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. I'd rather not.
Apparently I can't use this.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
For some reason.
Indeed. Never wavered in the face of adversity. All too easy.
Out of my way!
You'll regret this.
That's so accurate towards the end of their tenure, I guess you'd call it. When you first start off a fight, they're always horrifically inaccurate. Then when you get to the last handful, they're like the most accurate people in the world. I don't get it.
I will not. That is not the Emperor's will. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. Escape the Emperor's judgment.
I'm past 5 minutes. Lord Tan, this is Markstar, please. Interference, repeat. I shall fear no darkness, for light is within me. The light of my faith in thee. I assume that means the Emperor. I shall flee before no enemy, for there is no enemy more terrible than cowardice, and I shall overpower it. Red, black, lots of blinding white fear. The whole city's quaking. No, the whole world. Let's talk more action. We're en route to the starport. We're not abandoning the people in distress. Apparently one elderly citizen survived. The alarm is now almost physically drilling through your temples, the fleeting little whispers at the edge of your heart. Let's move out. Let's actually give people levels before we get back on our ship, because I fear that when I get on my ship, shit's gonna hit the fan. Can I? Fuck off. Apparently my weapon skill and toughness cannot be leveled, so that's a thing. Agility measures quickness, reflexes, and poise. High agility allows a character to manipulate Delicate explosives. Initiative dodge chance. What's strength? How physically strong a character is. It affects the damage a character inflicts with melee weapon. You know what? Let's go some strength. Trusty weapons. See, Deathworld characters gain +10 critical hit for axes, hammers, and las weapons. That's what I thought. But if I don't take that, then it doesn't matter, so... What did I start with? Apparently las weapon expert. Las weapon proficiency, I should say. What is a solid projectile weapon? Man, I got questions. Proficiency, proficiency. Heavy weapon proficiency, heavy armor proficiency. I really didn't start. I think I wanted to redo my character anyway, but this is just chain weapon expert. So obviously I started off with chain weapon proficiency, which is kind of funny because then they're like, oh, well, Deathworld's good with axes. But what about chain axes? Does that count as an axe still? Or does it count as a chain weapon? I have questions. Well, the Commissar's ally is under the effects of at all cost. See, nobody's ever under the effects of at all cost. Ballistic skill is just flat ranged. It deals damage, 5% more damage with non-burst ranged area attacks. So let's just do that. Forge World characters gain a stacking bonus to hit chance and dodge reduction against any target they hit with a single attack. Manipulator Mechadendrites attack enemies in close combat. Let's do that. Let's just give this guy Mechadendrites. And I think this guy's frickin'... I think this guy's Deathworld as well. That said, what is Combat Master? Enemies gain no melee superiority bonuses against this character. That actually sounds really good, because he is kind of a melee character. Kind of. I don't really want to commit to saying he is, but... Apparently all of them end up as exemplars. Now this Sister of Battle is going to be a weird one for me. I wanted to know no heresy, but it fucking annihilates other things. let's have a look here. I don't think I want melee superiority there. She's got masteries in flame. She's got power armor proficiency. I wonder if there's a power armor mastery. Doesn't look like it, because I think everything's in alphabetical order, so you'd think it would be there. %10 bonus to dodge. 10%'s a lot, really. Bolter weapon expert, chain weapon expert, combat master, which is the no melee superiority bonus. I might just give her combat master just to keep her out of the shit that might happen if anybody does get in melee range of her. Traps. See, all these are pretty ordinary. She does have a Medicae skill, though, I think. It reduces dodge chance. Oh, I'll give her awareness then. Silly as that may or may not be. But anyway. And let's see if I can buff her well. Ooh. Toughness, weapon skill, or perception? Toughness is... She has 36 health. I mean, I think it's just bad luck that she keeps getting belted. Close combat. Ballistic skill. Where's the ballistic skill? 20. 10 plus 20. Oof. I'll give her toughness. Just give her a little bit more health. I don't really know what else to do. Including extra turns with 3 additional movement. The first ally targeted by the navigator with a single target ability. Perception is higher than the agility. Their dodge is calculated using perception instead. That actually is good. As weird as that sounds, the veil stability is good because it means things don't blow up as much. Ballistic skill, weapon skill, or willpower? I'm going to give her willpower. Because that seems to be good. Doing my part. Stronger together, ready to serve. Usage of a heroic hack by the Psyker decreases veil degradation by 4. It's not really a good thing, though. I mean, that's reliant on something else. Cover all resistance tasks. Can't increase the psi rate. Psyche uses a damaging psychic power on target 6 tells the farther from the Psyker, suffers additional damage. The Psyker's psychic powers have a range of 2 cells or more, have their range increased by 5. Fuck yeah. More range. Keeps the psychers away. Loot. Again, bunch of crap. It's really disappointing when you think about it. You kill this many enemies and unfortunately you just get nothing. Like, ugh. It's a bit miserable. Anyway, let's GTFO. Yep.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
To leave the location, collect the remaining trophies. That's cool that it actually tells you that that's what you gotta do. Gives you a chance to make sure that you've got all the loot from enemies. However, we have a problem. This world, who I had attempted to be nice to, this world no longer wishes to be nice to me. Ergo, we have a problem. Did you think you had won, enemy mine? You vanquished Twilight, you cut down Aurora, but she was only one of us. You hear me? No, I don't hear you. From the depths of a dead stone, from his prison of cold metal, he will rise, the hour is nigh.
I won't tolerate weakness.
As much as I do enjoy seeing...
Curse you, miscreant!
Ooh. As much as I do enjoy seeing Tzeentch as the prime enemy in this, like, chaos enemy, I really do hope that there's more than just Tzeentch, as far as demons go. Because a lot of the time, that's all it ends up being, just one of the chaos entities. It would be really, really nice.
Stand in my way.
How many righteous servants of the Imperium were felled by...
It would be really, really nice if I could play a game that doesn't involve... Oh god, I wasn't even paying attention. That's a chaos spawn. Let's get people out of that fucking nastiness. For one. Pop his Mechadendrite skill down there. Do this. And then we're gonna give it the bonk.
Running binary code. The analysis successful.
I'm gonna absolutely lay waste to that Chaos Beast. I'm gonna try anyway.
Death to the weak.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. At your beck and call. I'm not interested. Someone else can do this.
That was not the best. Oh shit. There's Chaos spawn everywhere.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Doubt is for the weak. I refuse. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I bring ruin.
There's a lot of enemies here.
Shields me.
Crush the feeble. I am your doom.
Part of me thinks I should have brought the flamer. Yeah, that guy's got the right idea. Brother, bring the flamer.
I know what is to come.
Yeah, well, what is to come is not a good time.
Such is the will of chaos.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Do my best to try and actually use Cass as a full-fledged buffer.
Already done. Nothing I can't do.
Activate calculate fury algorithm. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Request approved.
Fucking bonk.
My confidences are not that deep.
We'll do this.
At your beck and call. Bump you a down.
Oh, there goes our head. Those 2 chaos spawns down there are gonna not be fun. That I know, with, you know, absolute clarity.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
I bring ruin.
Just because they've got so much health. Like, that's the only reason. They have a tremendous amount of health, and there's... I mean, I don't know if there is an easy way to get rid of them, but I don't know of an easy way. Jesus. I don't know of an easy way to get rid of them. Without just filling them full of holes, at least.
Was that you? Or not this Scryer's job? Anything is?
I don't even know if, like, say, throwing warp energy at them is a valid plan.
Scarlet.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
I mean, it certainly doesn't look like it to me.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
So as you can see, I'm just laying waste to one of the 2 chaos spawns, and it's doing a marvelous job.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Request approved. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Cogitation failed. Let the cycle be discontinued.
It's the only thing I can think of to do is just throw fucking damage at that thing.
A tactically sound approach. I'd rather not. Indeed.
I might be able to get through this. I don't know. Alright, it looks like for better or worse.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I will not. This is unacceptable. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. You, my Emperor.
Oh, they all penetrated.
I refuse.
Beautiful.
I will not.
All the bolter rounds penetrated. It doesn't make sense because it's a bolter, but they did it.
I bring ruin.
Yeah, don't pile up. Next time Cass kits an attack, I'll be able to just barbecue everyone.
On it.
Well, Cass is down.
Anything else? No can do. I'm not so sure. That is crush the fear.
She's not down, she's just on her ass. So that's sort of half okay.
Suits my purposes.
You.
Not a problem for me.
Except for when the Chaos Spawn runs up to me and is very angry, and then it's not funny anymore. Oh.
Request approved. Running binary override.
My place is at the hall.
Swap this around, and I don't know if this is gonna work, but
Victory is
did exactly what I thought it was gonna do. That Chaos Spawn is trying to nibble on me. The real question is, can I throw a grenade and not cause absolute anarchy here? The answer is not really.
I'll do it. That is not the Emperor's will. I refuse. This is unacceptable. Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak.
Oh shit, it's right in front of you, don't miss it. Come on, one more, one more, one more. Beautiful. I think that's just a chain attack.
That is not the Emperor's will. Guided by faith.
Hackad.
You,
Buzz.
my Emperor.
It's fine, because next turn I can...
I will endure.
They get hurt by those little chaos warps as well. Look at that. That's really interesting.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Will do. What an unfortunate turn of fate. No can do.
Because it means that if they just run around idiotically, which is what most of them seem to be doing,
If I may.
I'll do it. This is why I was chosen.
it means that I might actually be able to walk through this relatively unscathed.
Not my specialty.
Just exploded.
Explorers know one route. Forward.
Okay.
will do my duty.
Brum. Yeet. Pretty much. Hello, though, Ferret. How you doing?
As the tactical imperative dictates.
How you doing? You doing good. That's good. Let's do Reckless Strike.
It will be done.
High momentum.
What's going on in the day, anyway? What's going on in the world of the ferret?
I'll lay claim to the stars.
And thank you for the hydrate. Thank you for the hydrate. That's weird. I could have sworn I was in the right place. I am not in the right place. However, I have found a box. Where is that box? That is not a box. That is just a cultist body. It must be...
Follow my lead.
Be damned if I know how to get there. I'll just let them walk. Actually, all of you group back up, because if I get in another fight...
It's about time.
You guys are going to be all spread out, and that's going to be horrible for everybody involved. It'd be very horrible for everybody involved.
The anarchy of the starport will distress the hallowed machine spirits of the Voidcraft, rendering them deaf to all litanies of placation. The shuttle we use for the evacuation must be handled with caution.
With all due respect to your faith, Hanaben, if we find a working shuttle, we will worry about restoring the machine spirit's equilibrium once we're back on board our ship.
A new challenge for
Right.
me?
So, clearly we have a little bit of a problem here. Obviously, machine spirits are going to be a little bit upsetty. Where the hell are the enemies? Oh, all the way over there.
Here we go.
What do you mean I've been ambushed? You want a ferret? You ferrets are a lot of trouble. I wanted a ferret at one point.
As the Emperor commands.
Get fucking bolted.
Let's get to it.
Stop it!
Out of my way.
I wanted a noodle cat.
Cover me! Anything else?
Hold on.
Don't know how well this is gonna go. Yeah, it's not gonna go. It doesn't have the range. Nothing has the range.
Isn't this a job?
That's alright. She has a las rifle. Don't be alarmed.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Follow my lead.
Don't panic, kid. She has a las rifle.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
Absolutely not. I don't have time for this.
Rejoice in
I think I'll try and remove these traps after I've
I will not.
placated the local wildlife.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
High momentum.
High momentum.
But of course.
High momentum.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Oh, shush.
Advancing. My vow is to serve.
Buzz.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. Indeed.
This is probably going to be a little bit dodgy.
Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes.
Nothing escapes my sight.
She is so gonna blow up as soon as this round ends. Because she's just gonna walk around like a clown.
Thy light I crave. Faith without deed. Each strike is a prayer.
Okay, let's deselect everybody.
None shall stand in my way.
I hate everything.
I better myself through my service. The Emperor favors me today.
I hate everything.
Duty prevails.
Fuck, how many mines are there? Ruthlessly burned out. Everybody's burning eyes out.
Stop. There.
There are a lot of burnt eyeballs.
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
I better myself through my service.
There's a lot of mines.
The Emperor favors
Victory
me today.
awaits.
Operations. The shuttle's Promethium tanks have been abandoned and left open. Someone interrupted the fueling sacrament.
I won't tolerate weakness.
I like how something as simple as refueling something is like a big deal.
Follow my lead.
It makes absolutely no sense, but here we are. Ooh. This guard's just kicking the fucking rock. What if there's anything down here?
Would you look at that?
Aha! Found secret loot. Oh, there was a staff in that. Oh, Jesus. Who have we got here? The stench of Physaline and blood blankets the starport. Echoes of shouts and gunfire drift over the landing pads. The shards of plexiglass crunch underfoot. You recognize Sergeant Malgar and the crowd huddled next to the shuttles. He was the soldier who greeted you upon your arrival at Rykad Minoris. Oh yeah. A guy who I said deserves a fucking award. The group of bloodied and frightened people is wedged between Malgar's wardens and the shuttles. You recognize them as the governor of the planet and members of high-ranking entourage. Their expensive attire has been torn in the fighting and many bare wounds left by bayonets. Examine the people in front of the shuttle. Some of the nobles are paralyzed with fear, others have succumbed to despair. 2 corpses are lying on the ground with their arms outstretched. Black blood is pooled underneath them. The other's skull has been split open like a nut, encircled by a pinkish crimson halo of bone splinters and bits of brain matter. Sergeant Malgar, I demand an immediate report. The sergeant spins around to face you, his face a twisted grimace of anger. Fucking, he just smacked that guy. Our esteemed governor and his gang of cronies have been cowering behind us, and now, when things got rough, they thought they could scarper and leave us here to die. We've shed our blood for him and broken our backs to provide for him, and after all this, you think it's fair, you piece of grok shite? Malgar's stun baton hits the governor in the chest, causing the adornments on the governor's uniform to jingle in unison. No, no, no. Don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. Oh, he whacked him again. The governor spits out blood and opens his mouth to respond when his head explodes. His body falls limp to the side and his remaining eye staring upward. The chorus of noble screams cannot drown out the sergeant's spiteful whisper. Enough, you've said your piece. For generations upon generations, the noble of this world cared for Rykard Minoris to ensure the prosperity of its inhabitants. And this is your gratitude, peasant. For killing a nobleman, you deserve to be executed where you stand. Cassia throws out her hands and Malgar's knees buckle. My mentor was right, the rabble truly have no honor. Abelard looks at the governor's body, his brow furrowed, madness punishable by death. You're acting like an executioner, you think you have no right. Dogmatic follower, look at yourself, servant of the God Emperor. Whom do you serve, humanity or its foes? How dare you speak of justice with kindred blood on your hands? Lower your weapon if you value your soul, I agree. Let you save your people, persuasion. Another in your position could have forgotten the Emperor protects all of his subjects, but surely not you. It is your duty to help anyone you can. I care nothing for these people, just get me and my retinue off. Point your weapon at the sergeant, you will drop your weapon, servant. Or he will hand you like a rabid dog. Let's try the dogmatic route. Malgar raises his gun at you, only to immediately lower it. His hands are shaking. Shame and despair are showing through his mask of bloodlust. For crying out loud, your lordship, sir, how could you say such a thing? Oh, big experience. A dull thud comes from deep within the starport. Heavy footsteps shake the rockcrete, raising an unpleasant tremor in your bones. Dear.
You thought you had killed Aurora, false believers.
Oh dear.
For I am Aurora. I am the herald of change. Behold the final dawn and die.
The Chaos Space Marine.
More enemies to face judgment.
Hang
We
on.
are truly blessed this day.
A Chaos Space Marine versus a group of nobodies. I'm sorry, what? Fourth fucking legitimacy broken. Not only that, old mate's fucking waltzing around with a heavy bolter. Legitimacy broken, gameplay ruined, immersion broken. I might actually put these two back here. Honk. Well, that went about as well as I expected it to be honest. Or just pulled out a chainsword. No, he didn't. It's just a sword. Yeah, so I'm expected to believe that I can win against a fucking... I don't even know what heraldry that is. Maybe 1,000 Suns heraldry? I mean, I know that's not 1,000 Suns, but... It has to be a Tzeentch faction. Red armor, it's not Khorne. 1,000 Suns' original armor was red. I'm sure one of the groups of 1,000 Suns has red heraldry. Anyway, I'm expected to win against a Chaos Space Marine. I don't think this is going to work.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Ministration is a holy task. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable.
What's he got? Slowed. Contempt. And to think, it wasn't even a Chaos Demon. It was just this motherfucker. Blood Rage. This creature attacks a target suffering the Hatred of Aurora effect. Focus of Rage. The only thing I can really think of to do is just try and...
Anything else?
Absolutely knock this guy down as much as humanly possible.
Was that you? Or... On it.
Obviously Pascal is the one that's going to need as much buffing as humanly possible.
Will do.
Good to know las guns do about as much damage as I would expect.
Here we go.
And not only do I have to compete with a Chaos Space Marine, I have to compete with the rabble as well that come with him. The only thing I can fucking hope to do is debuff this guy enough that
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Pascal might be able to walk this off.
My frail organics require this.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Request approved. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Can I shove this guy?
Future prognosis is favorable.
No. Jesus, I don't even know what to do.
At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
Field medicine at its finest.
Yeah. Field medicine at its finest.
Already done. Not my specialty. Oh, two. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
Like, What are Space Marines like 100 normal to 1? And I'm just sitting here with a group of fucking half a dozen. Just like, yeah, this is totally gonna do anything. I mean, yeah, the bolter rounds from the sister would probably do some damage, but... like, my fucking tech priest isn't a Dominus. Now, if my tech priest was a Dominus... wow. A tech priest and a battle sister? Maybe. But he's not a Dominus. He's just... oh, he just kicked me in the balls, man. Look at me, I'm down. He kicked me in the fucking... that's not alright. Bro kicked me in the bollocks.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak.
This is all I can do.
Anything else? Will do. Anything else?
Poor Pascal over here is just doing his best. This, however, has potential.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Because now I can...
I'm not accustomed to
do my best to knock out as many of these as I can. With that.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. If only that were possible.
Oh shit, I can't reach the sister.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. That is foolishness.
I have one attack point left. How come I can't attack?
Request approved. Running binary override. Request denied.
Again. Bonk.
Equation. Your life is a negligible variable.
Again. Bonk. That didn't really do as much as I wanted to in the bonk department.
At your beck and call. Someone else can do this.
Oh Jesus, he fucking swings back. Why kick me in the balls? I'm not liking this crotch kicking.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, you can escape the Emperor's judgment.
Was that you? Or on it?
I don't even know how many stacks of the debuff he's got on him. 4 of 100 apparently. I mean, I thought he had a lot more than that on him, but...
If I may. I'm afraid not. Do not dare ask. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Pascal has nothing left to give.
Request approved.
Pascal has absolutely nothing left to give.
My vow is to serve. The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
I'm just gonna do my best. I think this has a bleed.
My competences are not that universal. I venerate you, machine spirit.
You will be embracing the machine spirit soon, because this motherfucker is about to really cause some pain.
Not a problem for me. Nothing I can't do. Already done.
Oh no. Put that away. He just destroyed a ship. Hey, he's running away. Motherfucker.
Integrity failure detected.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
Normally I wouldn't really push like this, but... Fucking got him. Forewarning.
Anything else?
Pascal.
Here we go.
Pain cleanses the body.
If they hit Pascal now, it's going to be nothing short of dumb luck. Which I can live with.
Me? Face the navigator's might.
I just fucking blew 3 up and several more came out of here. What the hell, man?
As the Emperor commanded, strike is a prayer.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
Fuck. They got Pascal. Again, via dumb luck, they weren't even shooting at Pascal. Fuckers, man.
Victory is imminent. I'll pass. Nothing of value has been lost.
Guided by faith. Faith without deed.
Will do. Farewell.
This fucking guy.
It's nothing.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Don't know if I
What
can
is
get him yet.
foolishness?
Let's see how they respond to this.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Rejoice in battle! I'll do it.
The only thing I can try and do, because the guy's still shooting at Cass, so... The only thing I can really do is just try and boost up Cass and hope for the best.
Give me strength. I am a navigator as duty demands.
Found you, you fuck. Ooh, he had a new gun.
It's about time.
That's exciting. I found a new gun.
A new challenge for me.
What did the Chaos Marine have? A heavy bolter, which apparently requires heretical follower. So, yeah, let's try and watch my Psychic carry a heavy bolter. Sure, that'll go marvelously.
None shall stand in my way.
I think that's pretty much it. Was that my ship? Your shuttle has been burned and will never fly again. The pilot's charred body, stiff hands, and clenching levers. Well, I mean,
I won't tolerate weakness.
at least the pilot stayed, I guess? Question mark. That was rude. Bullshit too, because I mean, Chaos Space Marine against a handful of just regular humans? I don't know, man. Hey, Prenny. How you doing? I have come to address my crew with dramatic music. Thanks be to the Emperor. You're alive, your lordship. We are most gratified by your return, and the crew is full of zeal to carry out any orders you may have. Before anything else, I will hear an account of what happened to the system's sun. Lord Captain, we saw a number of ships approach the sun, black creations of inhuman make, amalgams of sharp edges and angles. They surrounded the star, then my apologies. I struggle to find words to describe what that terrible sight. The Xenos made the sun vanish into the void. Oh, they were Xenos ships. They were Drukhari ships. As if we did not have enough troubles on our hand. A breed of Eldari. Most cruel and devious of their kind, their designs of their ships match the description of the Voxmaster. I thought they were Tzeentch ships. Like all Xenos, the Drukhari are a blight on the face of the galaxy, but their technological superiority is indisputable. They abhor and fear warp sorcery, which is why they rely on creations of their twisted intellect. Many of those creations are capable of things that may seem akin to sorcery to the unenlightened eye. The theft of a sun is one example of what they're capable of. Is there any chance we could recover the star? Are you proposing that we ask for it back? No, rogue trader, the sun is gone. We must accept that as fact and deal with the consequences. Well, how are we still in orbit? We'd be fucking hooning out somewhere else. The situation calls for immediate action. We can continue this conversation later if you so wish, but right now he gestures to the deck teeming with tumultuous activity. I believe you should assume command. What's the situation on board? The navigator's sanctum is no longer empty, but the warp engine is still refusing to obey the engine seers. Without it, we cannot perform a warp jump. It may be angry, or perhaps it is lamenting the injuries it has suffered. I will immediately initiate preparations for a prayer service. If the Omnisar grants me comprehension, I will appease the machine spirit of this vessel. What is happening? Our auger operators are reporting numerous uprisings and other manifestations of the archenemy's power. Do we have no hope? I fear that Rykard Minoris is lost. The situation is deteriorating by the minute. We must leave this system. However, there are still people on the planet who have not succumbed to heresy who are worthy of rescue. Besides the small number of our own shuttles, we still have the shuttle salvage from the starport. The Dark Eyes are the sister of Battle Flash. We must save as many as we can. This has all happened for a reason. Saint Argenta, whose name I carry, with reverence and trepidation, is famed for saving people of a dying world through the power of prayer. The God Emperor himself sent a star from the heavens that lifted the saint and her followers into the sky away from the corruption of death. We must do as she did. Direct all our efforts to saving the people who at this moment look upon the heavens in hope of salvation. The lives of peasants are of little value. Our prime objective is to save the holy relic, the miraculous fusion reactor, and the electro priests who guard to it. Well, that is a pickle. Every moment we spend in proximity to a dying world, we are putting ourselves at risk. Your life, Lord Captain, is far more valuable than that of all of Rykard Minoris. The Von Valencius dynasty cannot be allowed to perish, and so, lamentable though it is, we must rule out the idea of any evacuation. Now, this is the man whose opinion I was waiting for. The world is doomed and its inhabitants along with it. The disappearance of the star was the final nudge towards death. The finale of the cult of the Final Dawn's plans. I once witnessed a similar event. A world that had surrendered to the servants of the archenemy had permitted corruption to enter too deep. At this moment, millions of people are bowing down before those who promised them salvation, and they are willingly giving their souls over to chaos, a sacrifice great enough to bring forth a demon world. Our only hope of stopping this process is to retreat to a safe distance from the planet and conduct targeted bombing of the Electro Priest Monastery. If we blow up the reactor, a thermonuclear reaction will follow. The world's oxygen will evaporate, killing off the entire biosphere. In doing this, we will save millions of souls from a fate far worse than death. We will save Rykard Minoris from becoming an outpost of the archenemy. I'm sure Pascal will love that. Whatever fate you choose for this world, I urge you to make haste, Lord Captain. The planet is burning in raging flashes of crimson and purple. I can see it even from orbit, as I do for that storm that is already upon us. With every moment that we waste, it grows ever more difficult and perilous to steer the ship through the warp's turbulent currents. I'm with the lady on this. Enough talking. We need to get out of here while we still can. Begin bombardment. The right choice, Lord Captain. May the sacred exterminatus cleanse this veil of corruption. Begin exterminatus. It's orbital bombardment. It's not fucking exterminatus. The bridge is in upheaval. The technomat's prayers mix together in a senseless cacophony while servitors work hastily to remove a hardened crust of sacred ungulates from the warp engine's components. In the middle of all the tumult stands Pascal with a data slate clutched in his hand, seemingly disconnected from the flurry of... Crew, heed the word of Magos Anoman. Pascal, I kindly request that you take charge of this mess. Thank you, your lordship, you're right. Pascal's voice changes when he addresses the crew. He now speaks with authority and resolve. Tech comrades, heed my instructions. The mayhem subsides, and the crew's actions fall into some indiscernible logic. The Omnistar's servants start working in sync, and the binary clamor becomes a symphony of reports, which the Magos coordinates like a skillful conductor. Admirably done, Pascal. The prayers of the tech priests surrounding the cogitator almost drown out the sounds of the bustling bridge behind you. Pascal, poring intently over the data slate in his hands, extends a mechdendrite toward you. Please take your place at the cogitator, Lord Captain. Hey, he knows what he's doing. I'm not gonna ask questions. The huge machine in front of you is lit with dozens of vid screens and hundreds of lumens. The blinking lights and endless rush of symbols and digits in the green screen background make your eyes water, and a vague sense of alarm simmers into the depths of your mind. The typical reaction of a layperson when confronted with the magnitude of the Omnisar's creation. Among the numerous controls, you see the mouth of a cyber gargoyle, the same as the gate to the warrant chamber. Pascal's voice becomes imbued with imperious force. Servants of the machine god, heed my command. Acolytes, prepare the instrumentation for the liturgy of the machine spirit propagation. Senior technomats recite the prayer to generate a current data report. Operations will be marked with the campanological protocol. Omnisar rejoice. I must inform you that the purposes of safety, complete reassembly of the warp sextant, and updating its datasmith blessings are required. If this is not done, then at launch, the volume of the aggregate calculation errors could result in the destruction of the data crypts. But as we do not have 100 hours at our disposal, we must omit this procedure. Pascal looks down at the data slate in his hand, a minor deviation from the right of operation for the sake of appeasing the spirit. What must I do? Place your hand inside the throat of the cogitator guardian, the cyber gargoyle. Am I going to get nibbled again? Which has been assigned to guard the forbidden data crypts. The dynastic blood extracted from your veins will serve as the key to the data core which the machine spirit dwells. To it, we will offer our prayers so that we may bypass the protective protocol for defective connections and launch the warp sextant. The laws of the Omnisar know no exceptions, and so in this ritual I shall remain at your side to placate the wrathful machine spirit, in whose abode you will be intruding. Following my liturgies, Lord Captain, we may receive his blessing. The metal jaws clamp down on your hand, breaking your delicate corporeal sheath and releasing the warm liquid into its gullet. At the same moment, the image on the vid screen before you changes. Connecting 1, 2, 3. Success, Reg, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I've done. Oh, I have to remove the authority. One of the cogitator's vid screens turns red. Pascal sees this and raises his hand, signaling the rest of the tech priests, then withdraws a connector from his sleeve and connects it to the machine. Servants of the Omnisar, make now the offering of the cleansed data crypts to the machine spirit so that it may be filled with their true and calibrated data. May the Omnisar have mercy on our souls. I don't actually see. A servitor there, but anyway, in meek solemnity, the acolytes offer up the cleansed data crypts to the warp engine one after another, repeating prayers of exaltation. After anointing the contacts with the sacred undulants, Pascal inserts them into the cogitator slots. Your head begins to spin from the holy senses, foul-smelling clouds of smoke, and from the loss of the blood, the cyber gargoyle continues to drink from you, and the world swims before your eyes. Let this mechanism awaken it in renewed purity. Pascal enters a sequence of commands and raises his head, watching the vid screens. Suddenly he stops dead. No. His fingers fly over the command runes, entering command after command, his mechadendrites clicking at their pincers pull at one level after another. The vid screens fill with strings of symbols, completely incomprehensible to you, but clearly conveying something to the Magos. Say nothing and do not interfere. Don't fuck this up. After a few seconds, one of the data crypts mounted on the cogitator begins to sparks. A moment later, another data crypt does the same. The next bursts into flames and gives off a foul-smelling smoke. Around you, the Omnisar servant breaks off from their prayers, and someone bursts into frantic pleading. Oh dear. Pascal mournfully grates out, the massive errors in the warp sextant's calculations is destroying the data repositories. The offering did not appease the ship's spirit. The warp engines cannot be filled with the motive force. We are trapped. A moment later, the Magos continues uncertainly. Perhaps an alternative Ryzen protocol or an emergency launch of the auxiliary coils. The tech priest bends over the cogitator, but something in his pose and movements reveals desperation. While the other vid screens are filled with more and more strings of symbols, the monitor in front of you blinks and static images changes. Let's call the attention of the tech priest. The tech priest must know what's going on. Pascal turns towards you, his flickering visor betraying his anxious state. Lord Captain I, he stops short when seeing the vid screen. Distorted transmissions from the data core, most likely. The residual cognitive functions of the built-in servitors. Omnisar sheetless from the machine ghosts. Machine spirit, can you hear me? The cogitator servant creaks quietly in its joints, the sound that is drawn out by the binary hymns and tapping of command runes. Prompt, ping, request, response, injury rescue query. O hallowed machine spirit, in the name of the Omnisar and the Emperor, reveal unto us. Pascal echoes your sentiments with triumphant sounds of binaric hymn. Pascal's next vocalization goes unsynthesized as he sees the vid screen begin to stabilize one after another. The strings frenetically galloping across the green background are replaced with stable images or regularly updating status reports. Only one monitor remains inexplicably red. The tech priest Vox crackles in shock, but his report is as clipped and cynical as ever. Registering warp sextants activated, registering data stream stabilizing, registering 0 data errors found, reporting the warp engine is ready for translation. I'm also reporting evidence indicating a Category 3 miracle fulfilling the criterion. Thou shalt witness the mechanism that toils in glorification of its function and in defiance of deactivation. Lord Captain, Raver here. The crew are almost finished carrying out the orders given earlier, and I've just received confirmation from the engineering hulls. I don't know what you did, but the warp engine's up and raring to go. We're ready to begin the translation into the warp, your lordship. Pascal pauses, because I need to know what happened there. I hypothesized that the ship's spirit heard our prayers and intervened. It summoned the power of the Omnisar to do something beyond my comprehension. A non-standard output information lost in the data core. The servitors used as data conduits are not always fully lobotomized. Fragments of their thoughts can appear even in pure code. Pascal falls silent, immersed in thought. Well, let's just placate Pascal. He's been a good machine thing. I hope he will grant me the revelation that will allow me to comprehend the nature of the miracle. Pascal's Vox buzzes with wonder and an undercurrent of exultation. Let's frickin' go. Let's GTFO from this system where the Drukhari have nicked the sun. They didn't nick the sun. Oh, that's the planet. I thought we were doing an orbital bombardment. Where'd I get an exterminatus device from? This is a frigate. Why do I even have an exterminatus device? And into the warp we go. I do kind of like this very sketched style.
Valencia's flagship made its way out of the doomed star system. As the void ships plunged deeper into the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader's subjects bid a formal farewell to the late head of the dynasty, Theodora von Valancius. Having paid their last respects, the crew gathered their strength and braced themselves for whatever was to come next.
I do like this little transitional art style of like layered paper drawings, rough sketches, but a lot of the time it is very difficult to actually see what's going on. Lord Captain, allow me to report our journey through the warp is coming to an end. Lady Navigator Acelio informs me that we have reached the point where we can translate into real space. In the Furibundus system. The Lady Navigator and her pilots are awaiting your permission to begin the process. The Furibundus system is home to Footfall, the only Imperium outpost with a functioning warp in the Coronis expanse. The tech priests are begging you to have mercy on the machines worn down by the warp and allow the servants in the Omnissiah to inspect and heal the void ship's wounds in the dock. The prayers and rituals will take some time, which our astropathic choir will use to establish connection. I mean, that sounds reasonable. I don't think that's unfair. Master Zachary Weiss has recovered an invitation previously adrift in the Immaterium. The Liege of Footfall has humbly requested an audience with the rogue trader of the Von Valancius dynasty. According to Master Zachary, the message was tinted with shades of pleading. I quote, "Apparently the Liege is anxious to meet as soon as possible. Footfall, the place where the filth and sanctity go hand in hand. Reverend Hoya Hieronymus Doloroso, yeah, will most likely expect a visit from me. I imagine he will be interested in talking to you as well. I'll be leaving your void ship when we arrive at Footfall, Bartle, but once that's done, consider the Lord Inquisitor's task at hand. Your Lordship, young Evane Winterscale has asked me to convey his gratitude for your hospitality and saving him from certain death. Not wishing to outstay his welcome, he plans to disembark at Footfall. Lord Evane swears that he will not forget his debt to you." Excellent. That means that I have indeed successfully extorted someone. I hereby inform the rogue trader that during the comprehensive system inspection ride, this unit discovered data clusters within the captain's cogitator that are concealed from prying eyes by means of a personal cipher and a sacrament of algorithmic authorization. Unit Me has been added to the access list and assigned to identify a Keeper 2. This unit can access the data from the captain's cogitator provided that he possesses the decryption key. That is a lot of things. You leaving us, Inquisitor? The arrangement between the Lord Inquisitor and your predecessor was that I be transported to Footfall and no farther. I dare not take advantage of your generosity and patience any more than I already have. True servants of the Emperor are always welcome aboard my ship, I guess. What do you say you extend your retinue? Spoken like a true Inquisitor. Who is this? He is the head of the Drusarian mission. I'm Footfall, one of the most prominent clergymen, and good clergymen. I assisted his mission before I joined Lady Theodora. I need his blessing to accompany the new rogue trader. If you wish to have me aboard your void ship, I request that we meet with Reverend. Well, I do request to keep her, so I guess that will be option probably number one, unless something else comes up more urgently. Tell me about the system. Furibundus is valuable due to its close proximity to the Maw, the gateway to the Imperium. The system is mostly known for Footfall, the main base of the Mergence. It's orbited by an Adeptus Mechanicus station. Alta Templum Calixus X17. I have had the honor of tending to this shrine for a few thousand cycles. I suggest you abstain from visiting it, as most tech comrades at the station are engaged in meditative calculations that should not be interrupted. He just wants to see the rogue trader. Valadim, what do I need to know about this individual that wants to see me? A very peculiar young man, considering your upcoming conversation. A baptism of fire in Footfall's political arena. Such things are not spoken out aloud, but Liege Tokara, is the appointee of the Kazbalika mission. What's the Kazbalika mission? Syndicate of the Imperium of Man. The largest robber baron crime syndicate. How charming. Specialized in the coal trade, which is Xeno shit. Buying and selling all kind of Xeno... Read the next sentence, could answer my question. Footfall was previously run by a Liege who did business with similar criminal factions once, but he suffered an accident, quote fingers. The reins of power were backed by Baladame Tokara, whose appointment benefits not only the Kazbalika, but also their powerful allies in the Cronos Expanse, rogue trader Kallios Winterscale, who owes me fucking his lunch money. Slippery yet very cautious fellow. He does not usually beat around the bush and does not play mind games. Perhaps more importantly, he is no fool. Fools do not rise high. Keep this in mind. You're a rogue trader. You stand above him in status and will considerable power. Having said that, history has seen cases where Kazbalikan barons cross swords with rogue traders and emerge victorious. Do not forget that. Vile tech thieves. Well, let's get out of here. Let's translate. Let's frickin' do it. Massive ship appears to charge with her every word. The bridge is set in motion. Hundreds of people start to prepare for the shift into real space. Real space. Oh, I can talk. Talking is fun. One more thing, Lord Captain. No one at the station knows about her death. And you inheriting the title, Liege Tokara will be informed it is required so that we can use the dock, and besides he's expecting a personal audience. He will not meet with an unknown person of unclear standing, however there is still the matter of announcing your arrival. You can arrive on the station with proper pomp and ceremony, or choose to visit it incognito. Tell me how these choices will benefit me. According to the Footfall's unwritten law, rogue traders enjoy special privileges that exceed even the power of the Liege. However, they may choose to not exercise those privileges in certain situations. Arriving incognito will give you more room for maneuver, while an official visit will allow you to directly intervene in local affairs. Both options have their pros and cons. As an unwritten rule, every rogue trader arriving at the station has the right to veto any of the Liege's decisions, but there is a catch. The Cronos Expanse is home to several influential rogue trader dynasties, and Footfall is where their interests intersect. Of course, that does not prevent certain persons, namely Kallios Winterscale, from subtly pulling the strings on Footfall. If you, as a new rogue trader, start your career with an official landing and parade in your honor, the other dynasties can see this as a gesture as the newcomer challenging their spheres of influence. The Winter Scales do owe me. I do not see that as a bad thing necessarily. Old Man Winterscale may take slight offense. Cordia will be put on a guard, but you have risen to prominence, and like most people in the Cronos Expanse have not heard about Lady Theodora's departure yet. It must be made clear that the banner von Valencia soars high as ever. If I may, the Inquisitor has 5 cents. I would recommend arriving incognito. You will have plenty of opportunity to savor the sweetness and burden of power, but right now is the last time you can take refuge in obscurity. This way your arrival will not draw as much attention, and the people will treat you as a person and not an almighty sovereign anointed by the Emperor. Could turn some situations to your advantage. Both sides play very good fucking points. Both sides play good cases. I don't know. I'll arrive incognito. I don't see a point to parade, as it were. But that is where I think I will call it for this week, ladies and gents. It's as good a place as any to call it, and I appreciate your eyeballs. I'm not sure what I'll be doing next week. I will get a schedule up, whether or not it will be a detailed schedule or just a simple, this is when I'm streaming. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how we go. I usually like to have a this is what's going on attributed to stuff, but at the same time, it's like, well, throw that up. At the same time, it's like, well, sometimes things come up, and it does give me a little bit of freedom of leniency. So we'll see what happens. But I will have something up. The hours will probably be the same as this week, so no dramas. Guys, gals, hope you have a good morning, evening, afternoon, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye!